What would you write if you knew the world might never read your words? What if every page you scribbled was your only proof of existence, while outside your window, hatred and death grew louder every day? Could you still believe in hope? Could you still believe in people? This is the story of Anne Frank, a young girl who, in the middle of history's darkest storm, left behind a diary that continues to whisper light into our world. Anne Frank was just a teenager. She loved writing, laughing, dreaming of the future, just like any other girl her age. But Anne was Jewish, and she grew up during the rise of Nazi Germany. In 1942, her family went into hiding in Amsterdam, behind a secret bookshelf in a cramped attic known as the Secret Annex. Anne, her parents, her sister, and 4 others lived in silence. They couldn't run. They couldn't shout. They couldn't even flush a toilet during the day. Every sound might mean discovery. Every knock at the door might mean death. And yet, in that silence, Anne picked up her pen. While the world outside descended into cruelty, Anne filled her diary with words that were startlingly alive. She wrote about her fears, her loneliness, her frustration, but also her dreams, her laughter, her belief in human goodness. She wrote, "In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart." Think about that. A girl hunted for who she was, trapped in a world of hate. And yet she still chose to see goodness. Her words weren't naive. They were defiant. They were a rebellion against despair. After 2 years in hiding, in 1944, the secret annex was betrayed. Anne and her family were discovered and deported to concentration camps. Anne died in Bergen-Belsen at just 15 years old. Her diary, however, survived. Her father, Otto Francke, only member of the family to live through the war, found it and published it. Anne never saw the impact her words would have, but her diary became one of the most powerful books of the 20th century, a voice of innocence, honesty, and unbreakable hope. Psychologists call Anne's writing an act of meaning-making. In times of trauma, humans often cope by creating stories that give their suffering context and purpose. Instead of letting fear consume her, Anne turned her pain into narrative. Writing gave her control where life had stripped it away. Modern therapy echoes this. Journaling helps people process grief, anxiety, and trauma. Anne Frank's diary wasn't just a record. It was a lifeline, and through it, she left a timeless lesson. Even when the world tries to erase you, your voice can still endure. If Anne's story were told as a parable, it might sound like this. A candle is hidden in a cellar, surrounded by darkness. The storm rages above, threatening to crush everything. The candle is small, fragile, trembling. Yet it keeps burning, and the flame writes its light onto the walls. The candle is eventually blown out, But years later, people walk into that cellar. On marks of light are still there. Anne Frank was that candle. Most of us will never know the terror Anne Frank lived through. But all of us know what it feels like to be in our own kind of hiding times, when fear, grief, or rejection make us small, silent, invisible. Anne's story asks us, what will you do with your darkness? Will you let it swallow you? Or will you write in it, sing in it, create in it, believe in it? Because sometimes hope is not about denying reality. It's about daring to create light in the middle of it. Anne Frank showed us that even in the deepest shadows, the human spirit can choose to shine. Her words remind us that hope is not foolish, it is revolutionary. So, here's my question for you. What diary are you writing right now, not on paper, but in the way you live, the way you treat people? Someday, someone may read your life as a story. What story will it tell? If Anne's story touched you, hit like to honor her voice. Share this with someone who needs a reminder that light exists even in darkness. And don't forget to subscribe for more modern parables, stories that awaken us, inspire us, and remind us that even a single voice can outlive silence. Because sometimes one small diary can change the way the whole world remembers humanity.